Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a main event here tonight in Unified Wrestling Oklahoma. As Timothy Carter said, this is going to be one to watch out for. I have not been more excited for a main event here in Unified Wrestling Oklahoma in a very, very long time. Three people, might I say, that I am not excited to see here tonight, though. Marvelous Mike Andrews, Spotlight Logan Knight, and the defiant Derek James.
Without a doubt, you might not like to see them, but you can't deny their success here in UWO. The UWO champion, Derek James, the Empire Pro Wrestling All-American champion in Logan Knight, and the manager of champions. You gotta say it, he manages a roster of champions, does Mike Andrews. You might not like them, but you can't argue their success.
Managed former champions all across the country, such as former Top of Texas Junior Heavyweight Champion Leo Fox, current AWR Heavyweight Champion Kurt Gannon, and now you have the Spotlight Logan Knight. I mean, we know about this long-standing relationship between Marvelous Mike Andrews and Logan Knight, but let's talk about Derek James. Derek James does not have Tuck Davian by his side. We have not seen Tuck Davian for a number of months.
Without doubt, but you've got to know he's got some confidence having another mind in his corner. But it's hard to come against the size of a man like Sam Stackhouse.
You know, some people like to say that size matters. Actually, I was talking to Little Pecker in the back, and he was describing that to me. I don't really know what that's about. Sam Stackhouse, on the other hand, is proof that size does matter, and it helps you win professional wrestling contests. This man is an absolute unit. He is the game changer of GCW. He is a highlighted international internet sensation. This is Sam Stackhouse, one of the greatest men to step into a UWO locker room, and I will put that on everything that I have here in this company.
Without a doubt, a man who has wrestled inside some of the greatest wrestling venues in New York City, the Hammerstein Ballroom. You've seen him take on Matt Cardona, and his partner tonight is a former OVW and WWE star, Eugene, making his way to the ring now.
I can't believe, I mean, this is our second time seeing Eugene. I'm enjoying this time much more this time around, because instead of Marvelous Mike Andrews being right by my side, I have none other than you, Diamond Jim. And Mike is about to see his boys get their behinds handed to them by none other than Sam Stackhouse and Eugene.
Well, it's an honor to be here with you too, Walker, but we've got a great contest getting ready to take place in the ring now, as we've got Tunnel Vision, a highly accomplished tag team, taking on this newly formed team of Sam Stackhouse and Eugene.
Of course, Tunnel Vision recently making their Classic City Wrestling debuts up in those parts of the world. And then, of course, they're former All-Star Pro Tag Team champions, a litany of championships held between both Logan Knight and Derek James. But most importantly, your current UWO heavyweight champion in Derek James.
Without a doubt, they are a very accomplished tag team. Of course, this is the first time that Eugene and Sam Stackhouse are teaming together, but might I point out, Eugene, Nick Dinsmore, is a very accomplished tag team wrestler, having won the USWA World Tag Team Championships with Flash Flanagan, the Music City Wrestling North American Tag Team Championships with Rob Conway, the OVW Southern Tag Team Championships 11 times.
And not only that, but a former WWE World Tag Team Champion, along none other than Mr. William Regal. This man is one of the greatest to ever do it, a phenomenal competitor all across the board. The bell has sounded. This match is underway. We are starting off tonight. It is Sam Stackhouse, the king of thick style, taking on Logan Knight.
Eugene playing with the tassels on the legs of Logan Knight there.
I mean, I can't blame Eugene for being interested in those tassels. They're wonderful. They look really good, despite all the things I had to say about Logan Knight. The man knows style. This man has an ounce of fashion and class.
Sam Stackhouse playing a little game there with Logan Knight. Catching the foot now.
Catching the foot here. Oh, shoulder tackle, taking him right down. And Mike Andrews is not looking happy about that one. Sam Stackhouse.
Every time I have Sam Stackhouse, it's cheap.
Logan Knight now down in the corner, making his way back up. That's not how you want to start the match if you're tunnel vision.
No,
the
absolutely
UWO champion, he's got something to prove. Eugene now trying to play with the hair of Logan Knight.
It might be, it looks like that is the case.
Some great distractions there on the part of Eugene, trying to keep Logan Knight out of the game mentally. Say what you will about Eugene, he's a very, very smart competitor. You've got to give him credit.
You said, and that's the thing, I don't think enough people do give Eugene credit, and that's what leads to moments like this, moments where competitors against Eugene take him too lightly, and he ends up picking up a victory over them in the process. Why? Because they underestimate him, because they doubt his ability.
Sam Stackhouse now in the making a clean break there in the ring.
And you know what? Thanks for reminding me. Sam Stackhouse, another man who has made an entire career off of being told that he wasn't good enough, that he wouldn't make it, that he wasn't the guy. And now he is the guy every single place that he goes. You want to know why? Because just like Eugene, that man believed in himself, James Southern.
A Loco Wrestling champion. We mentioned seeing him in GCW. He's becoming a star right in front of our eyes. Sam Stackhouse, the king of thick style. The crowd calling for one more to Derek James from Sam Stackhouse. This match has not been starting out to tunnel vision's plan there, as Mike Andrews pacing on the outside. It is indeed a textbook headlock, but Derek James can't hold on to the big man now, eating a big shoulder, but he doesn't go down. Rebounding off the ropes there.
One of the few people I've ever seen take that sort of maneuver from Sam Stackhouse and walk out, I don't want to say unscathed, but almost unfazed there, James.
Attempting a drop down now. Sam coming down next to him. Game of leapfrog being played here now.
Oh, and Derek James is...
He ran out of room there, got tangled up in the ropes, and it led him to the outside. Mike Andrews now calling court, trying to get his team back in line.
You can't exactly do that in a 14-footer, James, so nevertheless.
Derek James now trying to get Crazy Charlie to back up Sam Stackhouse. Now Sam Stackhouse bringing in Eugene.
And the tag has been made. Crazy Charlie. I mean, Crazy Charlie has been through the ringer recently. He survived Kareem Sadat. He survived Drake Gallows spearing him through a table of all things. And now he is refereeing this monumental main event action that we have Eugene locking up with the UWO heavyweight champion Derek James. You know, Derek James has to be shaking in his little boots right now, knowing that he is facing a former, over 10 times this man has held tag team gold in Eugene.
Without a doubt, a very accomplished competitor. You know, we were talking about his wrestling acumen earlier. When you're trained by somebody like Nightmare Danny Davis, one of the more renowned trainers in pro wrestling, you know that knowledge is deep with Eugene.
Absolutely.
Just about anything Derek James knows, I guarantee Eugene has a way out.
I have to agree with you there. Snapmare now taking down Derek James. Eugene taking it down to the mat. Well, it's not often that we see this here in UWO. Derek James is trying to tie up Eugene.
He was once known as the teenage technician, a young master of our sport, merely 20 years old. Now in one of the bigger main events of his career, of course, he's already the UWO champion. Now he's taking on Eugene.
Keep in mind, Eugene and Sam Stackhouse both are currently 1-0 as a tag team together. They have tag team experience flashing back to April 8th.
Indeed, they do. We saw that at the Biltmore Hotel, a phenomenal event that was. Make sure you go back and check that out. The spotlight taking the time to jaw jack with these fans here at VFW Post 9265.
Logan Knight now collar and elbow here with Eugene. Eugene now with a trying to lock in a hammerlock or some sort of positioning here. Awkward positioning here for Eugene as
he's pulled back into the ropes there. Crazy Charlie calling for the break.
Logan Knight now again has that wrench of the arm, trying to do something with it, trying to maintain some sort of momentum on Eugene. But Eugene, the technical mastermind that he is, with the hammerlock applied.
Dragging the spotlight back to his corner, tagging his partner, Sam Stackhouse, showing some of that great tag team knowledge that Eugene has. You can't be a tag team champion as many times as Eugene has and not be a master of your craft. Speaking of masters, a masterful chop there from Sam Stackhouse, taking Derek James off the apron. Eugene now introducing the spotlight to the turnbuckle, now whipping him into the ropes.
Oh! Big boot right to the skull of Eugene.
Just knocking Eugene flat of his back, rocking him with a massive kick.
I cannot believe what I am witnessing right now, James. Eugene's down, and Derek James is in full control here. Snapmare now taking down Derek James, and now he has him exactly where he wants him.
Derek James, the Defiant one, applying that stretch to Eugene, cranking that arm back, working on the rotator cuff, trying to pick apart that shoulder.
Now, what is Mike Andrews doing? Trying to pull the ropes away from Eugene, and now this hold needs to be broken up. Crazy Charlie insinuating the count.
Charlie trying to maintain order here and keep Mike Andrews out of play. Mike Andrews just trying to get the advantage for his team any way possible.
Now, Irish whip off the ropes. Double back elbow shots there. Logan Knight and Derek James. Logan Knight going for the cover. Very cocky, very confident cover. Only a 2 count here, though. And these fans are not enjoying what they're seeing here in terms of Eugene being flat on the mat. Seeing Logan Knight having any sort of joyous occasion here tonight. I don't think any of the paying fans here in our audience expected to see this.
Without a doubt. Now, what's Mike Andrews doing? Taking a selfie as Eugene's trying to get to the ropes there.
Well, I guess he has to send that out to different professional wrestling promotions, of course, trying to get Logan Knight and himself all across state borders, but
now more masterful work on the shoulder of Eugene by Tunnel Vision. Some great tag team wrestling here. Mike Andrews challenging the fans here. He's not a very popular fellow around here, is he?
I can't think of too many popular fellows around here, to be honest, but Mike Andrews surely isn't one of them. I think he actually was challenging a small child in the ring. I don't even know if he could take him, to be honest.
Somebody who is indeed very popular in UWO is this team of Eugene and Sam Stackhouse.
Derek James now. Eugene, though.
Pinning combination. Crazy Charlie there seeing Derek James, using the ropes for leverage there and stopping the count at 1. Logan Knight now taking some time to jaw jack with the fans here. Nobody's safe when you're ringside at UWO.
Yeah, I'm actually a little concerned about our own standpoints here, our own well-beings, but
perhaps
Derek James out. La Magistral now. No.
Nope. That flipped over from Eugene.
Derek James, what a phenomenal maneuver that he attempted, but Eugene just managed to outsmart him there.
Shades of Negro Casas there with the casita roll. Eugene back now in the corner. Eugene reverses the whip. Derek James hard into that buckle.
And Eugene is down. Derek James is trying to do everything that he can to take advantage of this one, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. I mean, you look at the resilience that this man holds.
He's going back to the arm and shoulder there of Eugene.
course, you see that tag team fluidity there. Strike to the side of the head there between Tunnel Vision Zone, Logan Knight, and Derek James. This tag team cohesion.
Now, I believe Logan Knight going for a camel clutch, perhaps. Oh, no, just targeting that shoulder of Eugene there. Thought he might be aiming for the back and neck of Eugene, but still targeting that left shoulder. Another casita roll attempt, perhaps.
He might be looking for it here. He couldn't manage to get the job done the first time that he tried to use this maneuver, but no. Eugene now
fighting out of it. A jawbreaker there from Eugene, dropping Logan Knight. Both men down now in the center of the ring. Crazy Charlie now beginning the count.
The sit-out jawbreaker, Logan Knight. He's trying to figure out what he needs to do. Is he trying to make the tag here to Derek James? It looks like he is, yes.
Tag to Derek James. Eugene now trying to make the tag, and he does. Sam Stackhouse and Derek James, the legal men now.
Sam Stackhouse going for strikes on strikes like a house of fire. Clotheslines on clotheslines. Big avalanche splash into the corner there. Strike there. Derek James sent directly into his tag team partner.
Sam
Stackhouse. Oh my God, the freight train is a rolling, baby. And it is landed directly in Oklahoma City.
Stackhouse stacking him up and knocking him down there in the corner. Now Eugene catching his second win, sending Derek James to the outside, telling Sam Stackhouse, I'll take care of him.
Stackhouse.
Big splash in the corner there.
We've already seen the top rope come off once here tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if Stackhouse managed to cause it a second time. The absolute destruction that these two bodies, these four bodies have created here tonight. Stackhouse now. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Crazy Charlie's down.
Charlie's down. Mike Andrews now in the ring making the swing. Mike Andrews is down.
Sam Stackhouse finally getting revenge on marvelous Mike Andrews. That is the man that cost him his opportunity at the EPW heavyweight title against Father Patch back in December, James. I can't believe this.
Derek James now coming off the top and getting powerbombed by Sam Stackhouse. Our referee crew is helping Crazy Charlie to the back. There's nobody to make the count.
There is nobody here.
The crowd is at 10.
Do you have a referee's shirt? Who can do this?
Drake Gallows now 50% owner.
We need a referee. He's calling for Brett.
He's calling for Brett.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, Logan Knight breaking up the pinfall. Sam Stackhouse had him there. Brett's got his ref shirt on.
You always have your gear, baby. That's why you always have your gear. This is incredible.
Tunnel Vision now getting ready to... No, they won't. Not right in front of the ref.
And he is taking out his own tag team partner here tonight. Derek James. Oh my God.
Sidewalk slam.
That's it. This match is over. This match is over.
Your winners, Sam Stackhouse and Eugene.
I cannot believe what we have witnessed here tonight.
Brent Wall seemingly reinstated, and he counts the pinfall.
Wearing very phenomenal socks in the process. I don't even know what to say here, James. I'm all out of breath.
I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm dizzy. It's like all the air has left the room here.
Well, you want to talk about someone that feels lightheaded? Think about marvelous Mike Andrews. That man just felt the brunt of Sam Stackhouse's power.
Hundreds of pounds of force being delivered to the jaw of Mike Andrews. This is not how things were supposed to go in the Tunnel Vision playbook tonight.
Absolutely.